The soft hum of medical equipment filled the quiet room as Dr. Samantha Wells finished her notes. The clock on the wall showed it was nearly midnight station time. Sam had been awake for almost 20 hours, but she didn't feel tired. Working on the interstellar medical outpost, Horizon had taught her to function on little sleep. Sam looked through the large viewing window at the stars. Horizon orbited a small moon in neutral space, designed to provide medical care to any species that needed help. Humans had only been part of the galactic community for 15 years, but they had quickly earned a reputation for their medical skills. Sam sipped her coffee and smiled. Today had been quiet, just a few minor injuries and one case of alien flu. She hoped tomorrow would be the same. The alarm shattered the peaceful moment. Bright red lights flashed in the hallway, and a calm voice spoke over the speaker system. Medical emergency, unknown species. Arrival in 5 minutes. All medical staff report to Bay 3. Sam didn't panic. She put down her coffee cup, straightened her white coat, and walked quickly to the emergency bay. She had trained for this. Unknown species meant first contact or close to it. A species humans had limited medical data on. In the hallway, she passed other members of her team rushing to the bay. Nurse Alan Phillips joined her, carrying a portable scanner. Any information yet? Sam asked. Alan shook his head. Just that it's a diplomatic ship. They say the patient is important. They entered Bay 3, where the rest of the team was preparing. Dr. Kyle Bennett, the xenobiologist, was setting up the advanced scanning equipment. Nurse Beth Rodriguez was organizing the basic medical supplies that worked for most carbon-based life forms. Team, listen up, Sam said. Everyone stopped to look at her. We have an unknown species coming in. Remember your training. We observe first, scan second, and treat third. No assumptions. The bay doors slid open. 2 tall, thin aliens with blue skin walked in. Between them floated a medical pod. Inside the pod was something that made several team members gasp. The patient had 3 distinct heads attached to a single body. Each head looked slightly different. The left head had 4 small eyes. The middle head had 2 large eyes and a flat nose. The right head had 6 tiny eyes arranged in a circle and what looked like gills on its neck. All 3 connected to a humanoid body with 4 arms and 2 legs. One of the blue aliens stepped forward. It held up a translation device. I am First Officer Zeal of the Galactic Diplomatic Corps. This is Ambassador Lothkinvar of the Trioxian Collective. The ambassador was injured when our ship passed through an unexpected gravitational anomaly. 2 of the neural centers are unresponsive. Our medical officer says the damage is too severe. Sam approached the pod, scanning the alien with her handheld medical device. The readings were complex and unfamiliar. First Officer Zeal continued. The Trioxians only made official contact with the Galactic Alliance 1 month ago. We have limited medical data. Sam looked at the readings, then at the 3-headed alien. 2 of the heads appeared unconscious. Only the middle head showed signs of awareness, its eyes following Sam's movements. I've seen worse, Sam said calmly. She turned to her team. Let's get to work. Kyle stepped forward with his scanner. The physiology is fascinating. It appears each head has a separate brain, but they're connected by a shared neural network. Sam nodded. First priority is stabilizing the patient. Beth, prepare the main scanner. Alan, set up life support compatible with their atmosphere mix. She looked at the readings again. Add 20% more nitrogen than our standard. The team moved with practiced efficiency. The pod was carefully connected to the station systems, and the ambassador was transferred to the main medical bed. Kyle's scanner beeped. I'm detecting 3 distinct neural patterns, but 2 are extremely weak. Sam studied the detailed scans as they appeared on the main screen. The situation was serious. The left and right heads were failing, and the middle head was showing signs of distress. First Officer Zeal watched nervously. Our medical officer said that when one neural center fails, the others follow. No trioxian has ever survived losing 2 neural centers. Human medicine has a history of beating the odds, Sam replied. She pointed to the scan. The good news is that all 3 neural centers are still functioning, just at reduced capacity. Sam turned to her team. The trioxin physiology is triple redundant. Each head controls different bodily systems, but they're interconnected. We need to understand which head controls what before we can treat them. For the next hour, the team ran careful tests. They discovered that the left head controlled basic bodily functions like breathing and circulation. The middle head managed higher thinking and communication. The right head regulated the immune system and cellular repair. This is why the ambassador isn't healing properly, Sam explained to Zeal. The right head controls the regenerative systems, and it's the most damaged. Zeal's translator conveyed the alien's concern. Can you help? The ambassador is crucial to the new peace treaty negotiations. Sam looked at the patient. The middle head's eyes were now closed, its condition worsening. We need to stimulate the right head's neural pathways to jumpstart the regenerative system, Sam said. Then we can work on the left head to stabilize the basic life functions. Has this been done before? Zeal asked. Not on a trioxin, Sam admitted. But the principles are similar to other multi-system treatments we've performed. Sam called Dr. Frank Martinez, the station's neural specialist, to join them. When he arrived, she explained the situation. We need to create a targeted neural stimulation protocol, she said. Something that will reactivate the right head without causing damage. Frank studied the scans. The neural structure is complex, but there are similarities to the Centaurian nervous system. We could adapt the protocol we developed for them. Do it, Sam ordered. And Kyle, I need more detailed scans of the connection points between the 3 neural systems. As the team worked, Sam noticed the middle head watching her. Despite being an alien with completely different features, she recognized the look in its eyes. Fear. Sam moved closer to the bed. Ambassador, I don't know if you can understand me, but we're doing everything we can to help you. Your body has amazing regenerative capabilities. We just need to help it remember how to use them. The middle head blinked slowly, and Sam took that as understanding. Frank returned with a modified neural stimulator. It's ready, but we've never used this configuration before. There's no way to know how a trioxin will respond. Sam nodded. We'll start with the lowest effective setting. She looked at Officer Zeal. We need your permission to proceed with an experimental treatment. Zeal conferred briefly with someone over a communication device, then nodded. You have permission. Please save the ambassador. Sam took a deep breath. Let's begin. As Frank prepared to apply the neural stimulator to the right head, Sam watched the monitors carefully. The next few minutes would determine whether they could save all 3 of the ambassador's neural centers or whether they would lose the patient entirely. The entire medical team stood ready, facing a challenge unlike any they had encountered before. But that was why they had chosen to serve on Horizon, at the edge of human space, to push the boundaries of what was possible. Sam smiled slightly. Just another day at the most unusual medical facility in the galaxy. Frank pressed the neural stimulator against the right head of the trioxin ambassador. The device made a soft humming sound as it activated. Everyone in the medical bay watched the monitors closely. Nothing happened at first. The readings stayed the same. Increase the power by 10%, Sam said. Frank adjusted the settings. The humming grew slightly louder. Suddenly, one of the monitors beeped. The right head's smallest eyes fluttered. We're getting a response, Kyle said, looking at his scanner. Neural activity is increasing in the right head. Sam leaned closer to examine the readings. The pattern is still too weak. We need to find the right frequency to match their homeworld's natural radiation. Officer Zeal stepped forward. The trioxin homeworld has a unique radiation signature. Our systems have that data. The blue alien tapped at a device and sent the information to the medical team's computers. Kyle quickly analyzed the new information. Their background radiation is completely different from Earth's. No wonder our standard settings aren't working well. Sam nodded. Recalibrate the stimulator to match these frequencies. Frank made the adjustments. When he applied the stimulator, again the effect was immediate. The right head's eyes opened fully. All 6 tiny eyes blinked in sequence. Neural activity is stabilizing, Beth reported from her station. The right head is coming back online, Sam smiled. Now we need to help. It jumpstart the regenerative systems. She turned to Alan. Prepare a cellular activator. We need to help the body start healing itself. While Alan worked, Sam noticed the middle head was watching her again. Its eyes looked clearer now. Can you understand me, Ambassador? Sam asked. The middle head blinked twice. Officer Zeal explained. 2 blinks means yes in trioxin communication. Good, Sam said. We've reactivated your right neural center. This controls your healing abilities. Soon you should start feeling stronger. The middle head blinked twice again. Alan returned with the cellular activator, a small device that helped stimulate cell repair. Sam carefully placed it on the trioxin's chest between the 4 arms. This will feel warm, she explained. It's helping your cells communicate with each other to begin repairs. For the next hour, the team worked to stabilize the ambassador. The right head became more alert, and slowly the readings for the left head began to improve as well. Kyle continued scanning and studying the trioxin physiology. This is fascinating, he said. The 3 heads don't just control different systems, they actually think differently. They're like 3 specialized brains working together as one person. Focus, Kyle, Sam reminded him gently. We can study the details later. Right now we need to save the patient. As the treatment continued, Officer Zeal received a message. After listening, the blue alien looked at Sam with what seemed like surprise. Our ship's medical officer wants to know how you are achieving this, Zeal said. No one has ever successfully treated a trineural collapse before. Sam shrugged. We're applying principles we've used for other species adapted to trioxin physiology. The key was understanding that the 3 neural centers work as a connected system. Frank, who was monitoring the neural stimulator, called out, "The left head is showing increased activity. I think it's trying to wake up." Sam moved to check. The readings, the autonomous functions are stabilizing. Heart rate and breathing are becoming more regular. The left head's 4 small eyes began to open. Unlike the other heads, these eyes moved in perfect unison, all looking in the same direction. Ambassador, Sam said, looking at all 3 heads now. Can all of you understand me? The middle and right heads blinked twice. The left head's eyes remained fixed, staring forward. Officer Zeal explained. The left neural center manages bodily functions but has limited awareness. It doesn't communicate like the others. I see, Sam said. So the middle head is the primary. Consciousness? Not exactly, Zeal replied. Trioxins have 3 consciousnesses that work as one. The middle neural center handles communication and social interaction. The right neural center manages survival and healing. The left neural center maintains the body systems. Sam found this fascinating. So there are 3 aspects of one being? Yes. Zeal confirmed. Together they are Ambassador Loth Kinvar. Each name represents 1 neural center, but they are one individual. Sam nodded her understanding. Well, Ambassador, you're stable now, but you have a long recovery ahead. The damage was severe. The middle headkin made a soft sound. Officer. Zeal translated, the ambassador wishes to express gratitude. They ask how you knew what to do when their own medical officers had given up. Sam smiled. Human medicine has always faced challenges. Throughout our history, we've had to treat the unknown. That taught us to look for patterns and principles that apply across different types of biology. The right headvar made a different sound. Zeal translated again. They are surprised by your confidence. You showed no fear when confronted with their unusual physiology. Everyone's unusual to someone, Sam replied. On Earth, we have millions of different species. Before humans ever went to space, our doctors had to treat everything from tiny insects to massive whales. Compared to that range, a patient with 3 heads isn't so strange. The medical bay doors opened, and a small group of trioxins entered. They wore what looked like medical uniforms. Their 3 heads moved in coordinated patterns as they observed the ambassador. These are trioxin medical officers, Zeal explained. They wish to learn about the treatment you've provided. Sam nodded to Frank. Dr. Martinez will explain the neural stimulation protocol. I need to check the ambassador's latest readings. As Frank began explaining the procedure to the trioxin doctors, Sam reviewed the medical data. The ambassador was stable, but full recovery would take time. Beth approached with a nutrient solution. This should help support cellular regeneration. I've adjusted it based on the data Officer Zeal provided about trioxin dietary needs. Sam approved the solution. Administer it slowly. We'll monitor for any adverse reactions. As Beth set up the feeding tube, the ambassador's middle headkin made another sound. Officer Zeal listened, then turned to Sam. The ambassador wishes to know if they will recover completely. Their function as a diplomat requires all three neural centers working in harmony. Sam looked directly at the three heads. Based on your current progress, I believe you will make a full recovery, but it will take time and patience. Your species has remarkable regenerative abilities once they're properly activated. All three heads responded with different sounds that somehow harmonized together. Even the left head, which had seemed less aware, participated. They are expressing deep gratitude, Zeal translated. And something more ... respect. They say that humans must be remarkable beings to face the unknown with such calm assurance. Sam smiled. We're just doing our job, Ambassador. Now rest. Tomorrow we'll begin more intensive regenerative therapy. As the trioxin medical officers continued their discussion with Frank and Kyle, Sam stepped back to update the medical logs. The case would be groundbreaking, the first successful treatment of a trineural collapse in a trio. Sam looked at the ambassador, now resting more comfortably with all three heads showing signs of activity. What had seemed impossible just hours ago was now a success story in progress. This was why she had chosen to work at Horizon, to push the boundaries of medical science and help those in need, no matter how different they might appear. The next morning, Sam entered the medical bay after just 4 hours of sleep. She found Kyle already there, deep in conversation with two of the trioxin medical officers. They were studying scans of the ambassador's neural network. "Good morning," Sam said. "How is our patient?" Kyle looked up with excitement. Much better. The right headvar is fully conscious now, and the regenerative systems are working at 60% capacity. The left headlobe is stabilizing. The bodily functions. Sam walked over to check on the ambassador. All three heads were awake now. The middle headkin turned to look at her. "Good morning, Ambassador," Sam said. "How are you feeling today?" A small translation device had been set up next to the bed. When Kin spoke, the device converted the sounds to English. "We are ... functioning better," the translator said in a flat voice. "The pain is less. We thank you, Dr. Wells," Sam smiled. "That's good to hear. Today we're going to start more intensive therapy to help your regenerative systems work faster." One of the trioxin medical officers approached. This trioxin was smaller than the ambassador, with slightly different colorings on all three heads. "I am Dr. Mexel-Pier," the translator said. "Your treatment methods are unlike anything in our medical science. We wish to learn." "Of course," Sam replied. "We're happy to share our knowledge. Perhaps you can tell me more about trioxin physiology to help us refine the treatment." Over the next hour, Sam and the trioxin doctor exchanged information. Sam learned that trioxins developed from creatures with three separate bodies that had evolved to join together for better survival. Each head still maintained specialized functions from their evolutionary past. In turn, Sam explained how human medicine had developed treatments for multiple species by focusing on fundamental principles rather than specific biology. "We look for patterns," Sam explained. "Energy production, waste removal, cell repair, these happen in all living things, even if the mechanisms are different." Later that day, Frank arrived to begin the next phase of treatment. He brought a modified regeneration chamber that would accelerate the ambassador's healing. "We've adjusted it to match trioxin biology," Frank told Sam. "It should stimulate cell repair in all three neural centers simultaneously." The chamber was a transparent pod large enough to hold the ambassador's body. Inside, specialized field generators would create the perfect environment for healing. With help from Alan and Beth, they carefully moved the ambassador into the chamber. All three heads watched the process with interest. "This will feel warm," Sam explained to the ambassador. "The chamber is creating conditions similar to those on your homeworld, but optimized for healing. You may feel tingling or see lights. That's normal." The ambassador blinked acknowledgement with all three heads. Sam activated the chamber, and a soft blue glow filled the pod. For the first 20 minutes, everything went perfectly. The monitors showed improved cellular activity and faster neural repairs. Then suddenly, alarms began to sound. "The right head's neural activity is spiking," Beth called out. "It's going into overdrive." Sam rushed to the controls. "The regenerative system is working too well. It's creating too many new cells too quickly." One of the trioxin doctors, Mexelpier, moved forward. "This happened once before in our history. When one neural center becomes too dominant, it can suppress the others." Sam quickly adjusted the chamber settings. "We need to balance the stimulation. Each head needs to receive equal support." Frank worked with her, fine-tuning the controls. "The evolutionary history is important here. If these were once separate organisms that joined together, they would have developed systems to maintain balance." Sam nodded. "Look for hormone regulators or chemical signals that might control dominance between the heads." Kyle scanned the ambassador's body and pointed to the screen. "There! These glands at the base of each neck produce regulatory chemicals. Right now, the right head's gland is overproducing." Sam adjusted the chamber again, adding a mild suppression field around the right head's regulatory gland. Slowly, the readings returned to normal. "That was close," Sam said, wiping sweat from her forehead. "We need to be more careful about balance." The ambassador's middle headkin spoke through the translator. "In our evolution, balance was crucial. When our ancestors first joined, the struggle for dominance nearly destroyed them. They learned harmony was essential for survival." Sam found this fascinating. "So your species evolved not just physical connections, but ways to maintain equality between the three parts?" "Yes," Kin answered. "We are one being with three aspects. No aspect can dominate without harming the whole." Over the next few hours, Sam and her team worked with the trioxin doctors to create a perfect balance in the regeneration chamber. By evening, all three heads were showing remarkable improvement. Officer Zeal returned to check on the ambassadors. "Progress. This is remarkable," Zeal said after seeing the latest scans. "The Galactic Diplomatic Corps will be very interested in human medical techniques." "We're just applying what we know," Sam said modestly. "Each new species teaches us something valuable." As Sam was updating the medical logs, she noticed the trioxin doctors gathered around a data screen, gesturing with their forearms and making animated sounds with all three heads. "What are they discussing?" Sam asked Kyle, who had been working with them most closely. Kyle grinned. "They're arguing about whether to request permanent human medical officers for their homeworld. Apparently our approach to medicine is revolutionary to them." Sam raised her eyebrows. "Really? What's so different about it?" "From what I understand," Kyle explained, "most species develop medical techniques specific to their own biology. When they encounter new species, they have to start from scratch. But humans ... double quotes, we developed a universal approach," Sam finished. "Because Earth has so many different types of life." "Exactly," Kyle said. "What's routine for us is mind-blowing to them." The idea that you could look at a three-headed alien and say, "I've seen worse," and then actually know how to help, that's changing how they think about medicine. The ambassador was resting comfortably now. All three heads were synchronized in their breathing patterns, a good sign according to the trioxin doctors. Sam checked the final readings for the day. "Tomorrow we'll start neural integration therapy. Now that each head is stable, we need to strengthen the connections between them." As Sam prepared to leave for some much-needed rest, the ambassador's middle headkin spoke once more. "Dr. Wells," the translator conveyed, "our people have a saying, 3 minds see the universe more completely. We think humans must have many minds to see so clearly into the patterns of life. Sam smiled. We just have different experiences. Your three-part nature gives you unique strengths, just as our history of adapting to countless challenges gives us ours. She looked at the monitors one last time before leaving. The ambassador's vital signs were strong and steady. What had seemed like an impossible case yesterday was now well on its way to becoming a full recovery. And in the process, Sam realized humans had gained new allies and new knowledge. That was always the greatest reward of working at the edge of known space, discovering not just new biology, but new connections between different forms of life. 3 days had passed since the ambassador's arrival at Horizon Station. News of the successful treatment had spread quickly. The medical bay was now crowded with visitors. Representatives from 5 different alien species had come to observe the human medical techniques. Sam walked through the busy room, nodding politely to the visitors but keeping her focus on her patient. The ambassador was sitting up now, all 3 heads alert and active. The 4 arms moved with better coordination, and the skin color had returned to a healthy purple shade. "Good morning, Ambassador," Sam said as she approached the bed. "How are you feeling today?" The middle headkin spoke through the translator. "We are much improved, Dr. Wells. The pain is gone. All 3 aspects are in harmony again." Sam checked the latest scans. "Your neural integration is at 90%. Now, the damage is healing faster than we expected." The right headvar spoke next. "Our regenerative abilities are strong when properly activated. Your treatment has been revolutionary." Sam smiled. "I'm glad to hear it. Today we can start discussing your return to diplomatic duties." The left headloth rarely spoke, as it was mainly focused on bodily functions. But today it made a soft sound that the translator picked up. "Caution, need more rest." Sam nodded. "Loth is right. You're healing well, but you still need time to fully recover." A tall figure entered the medical bay. It was Captain Greg Lewis, the human commander of Horizon Station. He approached Sam and the ambassador. "Dr. Wells," he greeted her, then turned to the bed. "Ambassador Loth Kinvar, I'm pleased to see your recovery is going well." The ambassador's middle head bowed slightly. "Thanks to your medical team. They have shown remarkable skill," Captain Lewis smiled. "That's why we established Horizon, to provide medical care to all species and to learn from each other." He turned back to Sam. "Doctor, a word please." Sam followed the captain to a quiet corner of the medical bay. "You've caused quite a stir," Captain Lewis said in a low voice. "The Galactic Council has sent a formal message of thanks. The Trioxians are an important new ally, and you've just secured a lot of goodwill." Sam shrugged. "We were just doing our job." "Maybe," the captain replied, "but your success has raised interest in human medical techniques. 3 other species have requested permission to send medical officers for training exchanges." Sam's eyes widened. "That's unexpected, is it?" Captain Lewis asked. "Humans have a unique approach to medicine. We grew up on a planet with millions of different life forms. That gave us a perspective other species don't have." Before Sam could respond, one of the alien visitors approached them. It was a Viridian, a species that looked like tall walking plants with glowing pods for eyes. "Dr. Wells," the Viridian said through a translator, "I am Chief Medical Officer, Plax of the Viridian Health Ministry. We are most interested in your treatment methods." Sam nodded politely. "We're happy to share our knowledge." "Our species has a medical challenge," Plax continued. "A fungal infection is affecting our seedling populations. Our treatments have failed. Would you consider consulting?" "Of course," Sam replied. "Send me the details and I'll see what I can do." After the Viridian left, Captain Lewis gave Sam a knowing look. "See what I mean? This is just the beginning." Later that day, Sam met with the Trioxian medical team. They had been studying human medical texts and observing the treatment of the ambassador. "Your approach is fundamentally different from ours," Dr. Mexopier said. "We focus on the specific biology of each species." "You look for universal principles." Sam nodded. It's how we developed medicine on Earth. We couldn't have separate medical sciences for every species. There were too many. So we had to find the common patterns. This thinking could revolutionize galactic medicine, another trioxin doctor added. We wish to propose a formal medical exchange program between our worlds. Sam was surprised by the offer. That would be wonderful. I'll forward your proposal to Earth's Medical Council. Across the room, Frank was showing Kyle and a group of alien observers the neural stimulator they had modified for the trioxin physiology. The key was finding the right frequency, Frank explained. Once we matched their homeworld's natural radiation pattern, the neural tissue responded much better. One of the observers, a crystalline being from a species called the Lumin, made a chiming sound. Its translator conveyed the question, could this approach work for silicon-based life forms as well? Frank considered this. The principles should be similar, even if the chemistry is different. Energy transfer, signal propagation, system regulation exist in all life forms. Sam smiled as she watched the exchange of ideas. This was what Horizon was meant to be, a place where different species could learn from each other. She returned to the ambassador, who was now standing with the help of Beth and Alan. All three heads were focused on the task of relearning how to balance. Careful, Sam cautioned. Take it slow. The ambassador's forearms gripped the support bars as the two legs took tentative steps. The three heads moved in different directions, each monitoring different aspects of the movement. Fascinating, Alan said quietly to Sam. Each head has a role, even in something as simple as walking. The left head watches vital signs, the right head monitors muscle function, and the middle head directs overall movement. Sam nodded, 3 specialized systems working as one. The ambassador took several successful steps, then carefully returned to the bed. All 3 heads made sounds that the translator interpreted as satisfaction. You are making excellent progress, Sam told the ambassador. Tomorrow we can try longer periods of activity, the middle headkin spoke. We must thank you properly, Dr. Wells. The Trioxin Collective will remember what humans have done. There's no need for special thanks, Sam replied. This is why we're here to help. Nevertheless, the right head Var added, your actions have significance beyond mere medical care. You have shown that different forms of life can understand each other at the most fundamental level. Sam thought about this. It was true that medicine was about more than just treating illness. It was about recognizing the value of all life, understanding different beings, and finding ways to help them thrive. As the day ended, Sam updated the ambassador's medical records. The case would be studied by medical students throughout human space. The first successful treatment of a 3-headed alien with trineural collapse would be remembered as a breakthrough, but Sam knew the real breakthrough wasn't the specific treatment. It was the approach, the willingness to face the unknown. Without fear, to look for patterns, and to believe that beneath all the differences, life shared certain fundamental principles. Officer Zeal entered the medical bay with news. The diplomatic ship will arrive tomorrow to transport the ambassador back to the peace conference. Sam nodded. Perfect timing. The ambassador should be ready for limited duty by then. Zeal looked at Sam with an expression that seemed like admiration, though it was hard to read alien faces. The Galactic Diplomatic Corps will not forget what happened here. You have done more than save one life. You have shown what humans can offer to the galactic community. Sam smiled modestly. We're just getting started. 1 month had passed since Ambassador Lothkinvar first arrived at Horizon Station. The medical bay was now transformed. What had once been a quiet facility was now a bustling center of activity. Doctors from 12 different species worked alongside the human medical team, sharing knowledge and techniques. Sam walked through the busy room, greeting colleagues as she made her way to her office. The past month had been the busiest of her career. After the ambassador's successful treatment, everything had changed. Captain Lewis was waiting in her office. Dr. Wells, you look tired, he said with concern. Sam smiled weakly as she sat down. I haven't had much sleep lately. Too many new projects. That's actually why I'm here, the captain said. Earth's Medical Council has approved the expansion of Horizon. They're sending 3 more medical ships to create an interspecies medical research center. Sam's eyes widened. That's wonderful news. And they want you to be the director, Captain Lewis added. Me? Sam was shocked. But I'm just the doctor who saved a 3-headed alien when everyone else said it was impossible. The captain finished for her. You've become something of a legend, Sam. Before Sam could respond, her communication device beeped. It was a message from the Trioxian homeworld. Ambassador Lothkinvar was calling. Sam activated the screen. The ambassador appeared, all 3 heads looking healthy and alert. The purple skin had a vibrant glow, and all 4 arms moved with perfect coordination. Dr. Wells, the middle headkin spoke. The translator wasn't needed anymore. The ambassador had learned English. We are pleased to see you, Ambassador, Sam greeted warmly. You look fully recovered, the right headvar spoke next. Thanks to you and your team. The peace treaty negotiations were successful. The Trioxian Collective has joined the Galactic Alliance. That's wonderful news, Sam said. The left head Loth spoke, which was still unusual. Health optimal, all systems balanced. Sam smiled. Even the usually quiet left head wanted to share in the conversation. We have news, the ambassador continued, all 3 heads speaking in turns as was their custom for important messages. The Trioxian Collective has created a new medical academy. We wish to name it after you, the Samantha Wells Institute of Interspecies Medicine. Sam was speechless for a moment. I'm honored, Ambassador. But the credit belongs to the entire team at Horizon. Of course, the ambassador agreed. But it was your approach, your human perspective, that made the difference. We wish to learn this approach. After the call ended, Sam sat quietly, thinking about how much had changed. Captain Lewis watched her with an amused expression. Still think you're just a doctor? He asked. Sam laughed. I'm still the same person who spilled coffee on my coat when that emergency alert first sounded. The captain became serious. You? No, the Galactic Council is saying that humanity's greatest contribution might not be our technology or our science, but our medicine. Our medicine? Sam was surprised. Think about it, Captain Lewis said. Most species developed in isolated environments with limited biodiversity. They evolved alongside a few thousand other species at most, but Earth has millions of species, Sam finished. We had to develop a medical science that could understand them all. Exactly, the captain nodded. What seems ordinary to us is revolutionary to them. The idea that you can look at a completely alien life form and find patterns you recognize. That's uniquely human. Later that day, Sam visited the new training center that had been set up on Horizon. 20 alien medical officers were attending a lecture by Kyle on comparative physiology. The key is to look beyond the specific structures, Kyle was explaining. Focus on functions. All living things need energy, need to remove waste, need to repair damage. The methods vary, but the needs are universal. The students were taking notes eagerly. Sam noticed that one of them was a young Trioxian doctor, who had 3 differently colored heads than usual for their species. After the lecture, this young Trioxian approached Sam. Dr. Wells, I am Dr. Pelnix Vior. I was inspired by your treatment of Ambassador Lothkinvar to become a xenomedicine specialist. That's wonderful, Sam said. We need more doctors who can work across species. I have a question, the young doctor said. All 3 heads leaned forward with interest. How do you stay calm when facing something completely new? Do you never feel fear? Sam thought about this. Of course I feel fear. But I remember that beneath all the differences, life follows patterns. If you understand the patterns, you can find your way through the differences. The Trioxian considered this. Our people have a saying, 3 minds see more truth than one. Perhaps humans see patterns because you have lived with so many different kinds of life. That's an interesting way to look at it, Sam agreed. That evening, Sam met with her original Team Frank, Kyle, Ellen, and Beth for dinner in the station's dining hall. They rarely had time to eat together now that Horizon had become so busy. To the doctor who said, "I've seen worse," when faced with a three-headed alien, Frank toasted, raising his glass. Sam laughed. "I still can't believe that became such a famous line." "It's because it captures something essential about humans," Beth said. "We adapt. We don't panic when things are different," Alan nodded. "My Viridian student asked me today if all humans are so calm about alien biology. I told him about Earth's wildlife documentaries and how human children grow up learning about thousands of different life forms. Something we take for granted," Kyle added. "But out here, that perspective is rare and valuable." As they enjoyed their meal, a message arrived for Sam. It was from Earth's Medical Council. The official appointment as director of the new Interspecies Medical Research Center had been approved. She would oversee not just Horizon, but 3 additional medical stations being deployed across the neutral sectors of space. Sam shared the news with her friends, who cheered and congratulated her. As they celebrated, Sam looked around the dining hall. Humans sat alongside aliens from a dozen worlds, sharing meals and conversations. This was what space exploration was really about, finding connections across differences. The next morning, Sam stood at the observation window, watching as a new medical ship docked with Horizon. It would be the first of many expansions to the station. Captain Lewis joined her. "Ready for your new responsibilities, Director Wells?" Sam smiled. "As ready as anyone can be for the unknown. That's the human spirit that got us to the stars," the captain said. Sam thought about the journey ahead. There would be new challenges, new species, new medical mysteries to solve. But that was what made the work worthwhile. A message alert sounded. A medical emergency was coming in from a mining outpost. The patient was a species humans had never encountered before. Sam straightened her coat and headed for the medical bay, ready to face whatever came next. After all, no matter how strange or different it might be, she had probably seen worse.